The financial secretary in the Ministry of Finance was this morning placed in the hot seat during Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee PAAC, where she was quizzed about the failure of the Ministry of Education to present documents showing how it spent over $640 billion of taxpayers' money for a 7-year period. Anthony Lugg covered the sitting and now reports.
Dogged by controversies, the Education Ministry is again in the spotlight. At Wednesday's sitting of the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee PAAC, Chairman Michael Phillips pointed to the 2021 Auditor General report tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, which uncovered a regulatory breach. The Auditor General found that the ministry failed to prepare its bank reconciliation statements in a timely manner. The chairman put the issue to the financial secretary.
Where does the Ministry of Finance know what's its position on, especially in this matter, which is a matter that is in the annual report of the Auditor General, and what actions are taken on MDAs that are in breach of the FAA?
I believe it needs to be elevated to the Solicitor General, to the Attorney General's department. Let me get some more information on that and respond.
To say that you're going to do more investigation on it when it is in breach for 7 years is not enough. It's not enough.
The Education Ministry's failure to present its appropriations accounts for the 7-year period 2012 to 2019 is a breach of the Financial Administration and Audit Act. The approved allocation for the period by the Finance Ministry amounted to over $642 billion.
The Ministry of Finance has oversight responsibility for all public agencies as it relates to their financial responsibilities. So my question to the FS, does the ministry has in place any kind of checklist, sort of equivalent to a TCC, at the end or the beginning of each financial year that inform your allocation decision?
Derelict for us would be in relation to the things that we monitor on a regular basis, which would be like monthly statements, which would be how they are spending against the budget, etc. The auditing for a full year, for a fiscal year, end of year, is really the Auditor General.
The issue comes months after the Auditor General raised alarm about questionable transfer of $124 million by the Ministry of Education to the Joint Committee for Tertiary Education, JCTE. The Auditor General recommended that surcharge action be issued against Permanent Secretary Dean Roy Bernard and Acting Permanent Secretary Grace McLean. The Ministry of Finance, however, says it's reviewing the information. Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.
In a release issued this afternoon, Education Minister Favour Williams says several steps have been taken to bring the long-standing audits up to date. These include the hiring of additional staff at the ministry's internal audit unit. 14 positions have been approved, while a recruitment exercise is underway for an additional 14 persons. She says the ministry has engaged the services of financial accounting specialists to work with the staff in the finance division. The specialists will, among other things, conduct a review of the internal operations of the final accounts unit of the finance division and provide guidelines to eliminate identified weaknesses.